It's your psych nurse, Chris, and patient advocate with North Shore and Saugus. How's everybody doing? I'm just kidding. I can't hear you. It's a video. Anyways, let me ask you a question that you probably haven't ever been asked. Why do you have a brain? Like really, like what? Why do I have it? What is it? Its purpose? And its purpose is just to keep you alive. That's it. It's just to keep this piece of life going as long as it can. And when I say life, when you ask most people, hey, how's life going? They bring up, their family or how's, work and this and that. That's not life. Those are accessories of life. I'll agree to that. But I'm saying, life, everything that you share with like trees, animals, bugs, like just life. That's your brain's only job. So it's totally normal it's actually default mode for your brain to be looking out for things that can harm me or hurt me, embarrass me, any kind of pain or suffering. It's trying to avoid it. And if you think your thoughts have anything to do with your destiny, then it's really important that you get the product of your brain, which is your mind, working for you and not against you. So let me give you an example. So most people, when they wake up, they think about their problems. And these problems are from typically the past, usually. And as they're thinking about their problems from the past, they're linking people to it, their places or things, events to this problem. And then what happens is when you're turning on these circuits, it creates emotions. And so now that you're having these emotions, you're actually thinking in the past. So instead of, creating a vision for your future, your mind and body are looking for a familiar past. And so you're actually manifesting your past emotions and feelings into your future. And most of the time when I explain this to people, they're like, Chris, I don't think my thoughts really has that much to do with my future destiny. And that's because 95% of these thoughts is subconscious. This is what guides your actions. And so how can I how do I update the firmware of my subconscious? And the first thing you can do is start thinking about what you're thinking. Doesn't that sound weird? But if you start thinking about what you're thinking, you're no longer a user of the computer or the software. You're now just an observer. And this is normally uncomfortable for people. We like to distract ourselves with cell phones, TVs, music, anything, because it's unknown. Your mind, you conditioned your brain and your mind to live in the familiar past. And it becomes a routine, and it could be a death cycle into depression, anxiety. So if thoughts are the feeling of the mind and emotions the feeling of the body, it's almost like people are stuck in depression or stuck in guilt, shame, embarrassment. They're stuck in it, but at least it's familiar, Because if I were to take on some unknown, that'd be scary. It'd really be scary. I don't like the unknown. It's like if I were to ask you to walk through that room with the light on, you have clarity. That's okay. But if I were to turn the lights off, you no longer have clarity on it, and you're worried about falling or bumping into something, right? So the first thing you can do, and it's probably one of the most powerful things you can do, is start thinking about what you're thinking. And it's going to be uncomfortable at first, but it's necessary. Once you understand that if you're living in lack, you can't create an abundance in your life. And once you start training your mind to manifest thoughts of maybe wealth or success or happiness, you're now living in the present future. It's like you're experiencing gratitude before it happened. And so what you're actually doing is you're leaving an old you and you're creating a new identity. So that's why practicing gratitude daily, taking 5 minutes just to sit in silence and just listen to yourself is so powerful, because your brain doesn't know the difference, and this is a scientific fact, that your brain doesn't know the difference of the emotion of something that you actually experienced or something that you're creating with thought alone. It does not know the difference. And how do we prove this? Because you have genes that get triggered from the environment. And then when that happens, it creates an emotion. So if you want to start turning on like genes and proteins that create more endorphins and dopamine and make you feel good, you want to start changing your thoughts to create emotions of gratitude, happiness, confidence. I know it kind of sounds simple, but it's or close, but yet so far. But start practicing thinking about what you're thinking. Thanks for your time, guys, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your day.